Yeah, we are dedicating this show, this AMA show, to Charlie Munger. We are calling it the Charlie Munger Show. Now, I'll tell you why. He apparently died without telling us in 2023, and we sort of spoke about him in the last episode like he was doing a podcast and all good. So, I'll only say this much, that Charlie Munger wasn't getting any younger. So, it didn't make sense for us to not take the proof from the people who know about Charlie Munger and just mouth off. So, we apologize. To make up, we are giving you a Charlie Munger special, although he's not with us anymore.
Rest in peace.
2 second silence. From behind, there's a rest in peace. Insincere Indian trying to show, how you do on WhatsApp. I love the RIP.
Yeah.
People don't understand how
Spam.
ugly that is when someone actually loses. Like, I lost my dad last year, well, 23 and 22. And the thing is that you get these. I mean, I know they're well meaning, but it just sounds really evil and mean. Just this 3 words: RIP, RIP. That's it. That's it. A person's whole life is down to 1/4 second of 3 letters. RIP.
I think we discussed that
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Joy Bimal Roy episode as
Yeah,
well.
Joy Bimal Roy has pointed this out. Please
Yeah.
watch that episode. Who is Joy Bimal Roy? Well, no, I'm just kidding. He's Bimal Roy's son. He brought joy to Bimal Roy when he was born. So he said, Naam Joy hai. And everybody said, okay, well, fine. They were going to name him Dilip. And somebody said, Dilip is kuch nahi hoga. He's brought you joy, call him Joy. So his name is Joy. Of course, he doesn't go by Joy. He goes by all kinds of names. But watch that show. Very interesting man. A Bandra boy. I think the book is called
Ramblings of a Band.
Ramblings of a Bandra Boy. The one reader we have in IVM has corrected me. All the books go to the one reader who is my producer now, who once was just an engineer, but today wearing the Hardik Pandya, of our team, who wears all the hats: the captain, the batsman, the bowler, the coin tosser, and the new hair weaver. Not to mention the best shoes in IVM. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I wish we should show a collection of that at some point, montage.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
yeah.
Huh.
All right. So
Let's
the
go to the first question.
first question comes from Lavanya Garg. Cyrus, have you been ever rejected entry into fine dining restaurants because of your love for wearing shorts and chappals? What is your interpretation of the line? The catastrophe you fear will happen has in fact already happened.
So I might have been, I can't remember offhand about fine dining, but from bars in Mumbai in the 90s, when we discovered girls for the first time, as in we didn't know who they were, the thing called girls, and young boys, 18, 19-year-olds trying to get into bars like Ghetto, etc., how much trouble we had. We were thrown out. Once Kunal and I, the guy caught Kunal by the shoulder and said, "Stag's not allowed," because he was trying to, push his way through. And pushed him out physically. It was almost like a push. I mean, it was a physical altercation. I mean, not altercation, but Kunal never fights, but he did push him like that. And so we've had many of those stories, tags not allowed. Then we had stories where if we had 1 or 2 girls in 4, 5 of us, some of our friends were stopped. So we were fighting with those guys because they're saying, no, but only 2 girls. All these bodyguards used to do the maths. 2 girls and 2 guys. So we allow 3 guys. 7 guys can't go. I said, you mad? This is India. Most guys are shy. They don't know girls. It's always 7 guys and 2 girls. Only 2 guys can talk to girls. Other 5 are just standing like that. That's all gangs of India. But anyway, so that happened a lot. The real war I used to have as a young man, which I regret now because now they're my people I'm friendliest with, are watchmen. And the reason for the watchman fighting was when you self-drive and you drop girls home or drop your male friends home or whatever, sometimes you have to go up, sometimes for a few minutes, whatever, you try to keep the car anywhere. And that's where the fighting would start. My biggest problem, and I've said this before, is all watchmen of Mumbai wait for you to parallel park, fully park. After you finish parking, and in the old days, I have to park everything, then take out the key, then shut the key, then check the windows, all that. It's a long process of a Fiat car or Maruti car. You get out of that, you lock the car, and then he does the one word. Sitting on his stool. So that was my biggest problem. I fought with watchmen a lot. I physically fought with watchmen 2 or 3 times. Once when I went to try to meet a girl in Bandra, lovely girl, didn't like me actually, and I climbed her gate. She used to live alone. So I climbed the gate. She was on the first floor and the gate was locked. I climbed it. Kunal got stuck and help, help, help. But I reached down and this watchman came with a stick to fight with me. So I was fighting with a watchman to meet a girl. Of course, I was drunk. To meet a girl who lives alone, poor thing, who doesn't like me. And my friend is on the railing and he can't descend because he didn't realize that you have to be a bit of an athlete. And when we were young, some of us could climb gates, some of us couldn't. So watchman fighting both. Taxi fighting lots. Once I got beaten up by 5, 6 taxi guys in Fountain. Because I fought with one and they all came out and started fighting. Oh God, no. Fine dining, I'm a cheap guy. So where did I go for fine dining? That wouldn't really happen. But we have been stopped at a place for a tie. But then somebody arranged for the tie. And they were very polite about it. So not a big problem. But yeah, I hate rules, yeah, boss. Most people hate rules. Rules are irritating. Look at Indians, everybody breaks the one way. There's no need for rules. So these fine dining places, if there are too many rules, it puts anxiety and pressure and stress. I wouldn't want to go. Shoes,
Yeah.
shirt, pant, belt. And then if you wear anything different, everybody's looking at you. Like, why isn't he a waiter? I don't want to go. You
Yeah,
spoiled
like
my.
you should
Huh?
really dressed up that you might look like the
So there are
waiter.
two types of people now. They when they leave, they want to do this power
Yeah.
dressing and
Yeah.
look really good and whatever and fit in and be part of a club of elite people. And there are people who want to be bums.
Hmm.
There are a few
Yeah.
people like me. We just don't care.
Hmm.
So they're taking away our individuality and saying you have to be like them. Why do you have to be like them?
Yeah.
Who cares? It doesn't make me better or worse. It has no bearing on anything. But
Hmm.
people wear that and they feel like they become Avenger. Now I want nice shoes, so I'm a better
Hmm.
human being.
Yeah.
Bollocks, you'll still kick the dog on the road, spit on the kid who comes in your way, break the one way, hit your own wife, cheat on her, tell your children they're great when they're stupid. All these things you'll do. So why wear good shoes?
Yeah.
Right, Abhi Sab Benchot?
Because that's the second part of our question is the catastrophe you fear. Like, what is your interpretation of the line, the catastrophe you fear
No,
will
my catastrophe
happen?
that I fear comes through once every 10 days, and that is VIP movement. My heart really, I feel so aggressive, I can't tell you. I hate them. I hate them. Just now, we had naval police coming with me, 15 cars, and again, they're waving people. I said, what are you doing, man? You're Navy. You've got guns. Who's going to bother you? Some middle class people going to work around you. Everybody hates their life and job. कौन करेगा क्या करेगा किससे करेगा पता नहीं कौन है मैं Nobody knows who you are. Why are you driving around? Who cares? Do you understand what our lives are like? We hate doing what we're doing. We wake up in the morning and hate ourselves. And now when we are going somewhere, you're making us hate ourselves more.
Yeah.
So I don't like VIP movement. That's a catastrophe that has to stop. Please stop it. Why do you have this word VIP? It's egalitarian society. They are supposed to be servants of government. If they are servants of the people and servants of government, then let them work as servants only. Why are you treating them any differently? They should be on public transport. They should be going on their own. They should be given a certain amount of per diem. And please don't overspend that. Jitna paisa hai, itna hi paisa hai. You have 200 rupees for transport. Where you want to go today? You leave Vidhan Sabha, you go towards Thane, then you call your mother and say, paisa nahi hai, I'm not coming home. I have to stay here. That's the way it should be. Give them bloody cycles, make them fitter. Let them all go on bicycle. They know this. Then they'll have to go like this when I'm driving, which is much more fun. So please, this VIP catastrophe, I want that to end. There's another catastrophe that elite people worry about, which is end of water in Mumbai. Now, because of Bangalore, suddenly that's becoming a more realistic
Yeah.
situation. But what we thought was funny is real in Bangalore. People are saying, you want to make money in Bangalore? All you have to do is buy a water tanker and sit. And charge whatever you want. Sooner or later, people will come because for water, you'll do anything. So that's what people are saying. So in my area, people I talk to, they elite who have no problem, suddenly talk about water shortage. I have to tell you, where the real water shortage in Mumbai is not South Mumbai. So unfortunately, they are believing something that isn't there. This is what I call the American fear, where you have done so well in civil society and come to such a height that you start worrying about small things which don't really affect you because of the fear of losing everything. So be very careful. The catastrophe that we should worry about in urban India are these jokers with those red lights. Please put them all on the Atal Setu and then they should cement the Atal Setu forever. If you remember that famous story about Salim and what's her name? Are
Arey,
Akbar's
Anarkali.
son, Anarkali. End should be somewhat like that.
Ah.
And I'll be standing there with a cigarette in my hand going, Aur bharo, aur bharo. No, sir, no, aur bharo. Oh, beautiful. See, I'm feeling better already. It's like therapy.
All right. The last part of the question is what's more lucrative? Oh, no. Last part of the question is there money in podcasting? What's more lucrative, TV hosting or
That's
podcasting?
hitting under the belt. You've hurt the groin. You've hurt the genital area. That's a terrible question to ask. There's much more money in TV. Even in the worst TV like news channels or small shows on obscure channels, there's more money than podcasting. But podcasting will at some point become the biggest medium. That's what they tell me. I don't know if it's true. And so this is like a mutual funds, we're investing in it and hoping to get results.
Yeah.
Abhay sir has bought who's sitting here on the side in Daza, he's a DOP, in case you're watching for the first time. He's bought some land in Lonavala to build a mansion. He is only paid 10% and expects to pay the 90% from the money that will accrue in the next 3 years from the podcast medium. If it doesn't, I'll be bearing him along with the VIPs and the Atal Setu. He'll happily just go to end it. So I'm just saying, podcast is the future from the simple reason that you people watching, I think you may agree, customized viewing is going to be everything, right? So you're going to watch only what you want to watch. The days of Amitabh Bachchan being the one great star is gone. That's never going to happen ever again. People watch only what they want, follow who they want to follow, subjects they like. For example, I like bodybuilding, I'll follow that. Dogs, I'll follow that. History, I'll follow that. Naked women, no, not naked women, but just sorry about that. Fruits, I like fruits, not in the way you think, but just actual fruits. Yeah, so I'm just saying that maybe 5, 10 years, I can't give a date. Definitely, podcast will just overtake everything because it's customized viewing that's going to be the world. Even right now, Nitin, I want to talk softly. I don't want him to hear, even though it's soundproof, who works for us in the capacity of catering, which means he was the lowest salary. Now he's the only salary. He also is watching his own programs, which tells you there's no class issue here. Wherever you are from in India, everybody's watching only what they want to watch. There's no one broad canvas except Big Boss, the mother of all shows. Wow, that everybody watches. Yeah,
Yeah.
boss, Big Boss, shout out.
All right. Next question comes from Pad F007. Says, I spent a few days with extended family, and gotta say, the media has brainwashed people like you won't believe. One big reason I think is that there is no reading culture. Don't think people would be so media favoring if they read 1984. If you could mandate one book as mandatory reading for all Indians, which one would you choose and why?
Bedside Manners by E.M. Foster. I think we are very nice, warm people, but we don't have basic manners. Like, we come too close to each other. We never open doors for older people. We never let people cross the road at a zebra crossing. We don't realize that we are blocking traffic. This Mem Saab, just now when I was coming out here at car, she gets out with a huge behind, and that alone blocked not from car to Bandra. There was like a stop, and then 15 minutes to like it's almost like a walrus is coming out of the
Oh,
sea.
yeah.
Everybody's just watching, and there's no attempt. I'm saying just attempt to be civic. Everybody understands. Immediately you see you're fat. Okay, we are giving you more time, but show that you care about the other person. That never happens at all ever. So coming back to the family thing, although I'm a big fan of family as a concept, don't stay with extended family. Not just because of the political philosophy and all that you're going to have to hear, but also because it's stay with your friends. I think friends sometimes who you made on your own, they'll really like you. Family after some time, the cracks will show. Just let it be. Don't ever go there. This is my own belief. Okay, not to say the family is bad. I'm just saying that. And coming to not reading, that's the biggest problem of the whole world because now nobody has. We just WhatsApp forward the point, and the point is okay. I don't like BJP. That's the point. But nobody goes into why or if it's true or not because nobody really reads. So is Kejriwal guilty? He will just say he's guilty. Nobody knows what happened. What is excise policy? What is the money trail? Is there a money trail? How does this happen? Did they use this to canvass votes or to garner support? What can you explain what the whole situation is? Nobody knows. Kejriwal, this is what's happened. So it's too short. Everything's too short. There's no comprehension involved. That's how I got married. My wife didn't look at it properly, read the whole situation, see the contract. Next thing she knows, she's
No
stuck.
due diligence.
Due diligence नहीं किया उसने. One WhatsApp forward, hey, I'm nice. Nice.
I think that's what
Parents
they
said
do.
nice. Boss, nice is great.
That's what
Yeah.
they do now. No, they just send the picture and write it on WhatsApp.
What do you think your
Yeah.
Tinder is? What is your Tinder
Yeah.
profile, bro?
Yeah.
You're giving me all your best stuff. Why don't you
Yeah.
ever tell me your real truth, the comprehension that I'll get when I know you completely?
Yeah.
How you are with older women, for example, or how you are with the staff.
Yeah.
I mean, those are real turn-offs when you see a guy who, hey.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or the bell thing.
With due respect to Mr. Vijaykar, first time I met him, we went to Delhi Darbar to eat. He went, hey, like that. And I said, Baba, don't call someone like that. I had to tell him.
Yeah.
I've known this female friend of mine, she's quite close. She calls the waiters also in the club. So no, in a very rude way, I don't get that.
Also like the thing.
Oh, that is, like you don't even think it's a human being now. You don't even think it's an animal. Who does this? What sound to whom? What communication in what species? Even dolphins are much clearer, in how they communicate with each other. It's just ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Well, coming back to the family thing, Karan Johar got it wrong. Loving your family is fine, but don't overdo this family shit, yeah. Oh, look at it this way. Do I want my family members, extended family members, to stay in my house for days and irritate me and then suddenly see the truth about my views, opinions, my underwear, holes in my clothes, the fact that, that people are making nocturnal sounds all night? I don't know. Just keep the world separate, I would say. Don't overdo the relatives. Relatives remember, this cliche is true. You inherit them. You don't make them. What you make, you just accept and pay for that because that you made yourself. If Rishi is my friend, he's my friend. And then after that, it's my mistake or my good luck or bad luck, how the relationship went. This relative thing is overrated. Stop it now. I don't know why I'm sounding like a king now.
All right. Next question comes from strict payment.
Hmm.
Which form of exercise feels the most like torture?
Oh, form of exercise.
Yeah.
I love weight training, so I'll never say anything bad about training. I don't like anything where your body you're not involved. So cardio basically for me is like vegetarian exercise in the sense that nothing really happens. People who do mild cardio, they think they're doing a great thing, but all the heart rate is the only thing that gets worked up. So small walk, little stepper, little jog for a little while, whatever. I think that's a waste of time. Either you exercise and your nervous system gets involved, your head, your mind, your adrenaline, everything, or don't. This half-hearted thing where I get up every day and I do my stretching. I feel like squashing that guy's head on the floor for 15 minutes. I don't know what to say. Honestly, really, is that an exercise form? Yeah, we had these guys in Marine Drive. Again, I'm talking about my areas because I don't go everywhere. Marine Drive, Hindu Gymkhana, Parsi Gymkhana. You see these guys, they do early morning at 5:40 when I'm passing.
People do
One,
that in
two,
train too, huh?
three, four. One, two. But
Yeah.
he's got up, worn some short pants, and come out to do
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, holding one nostril
Yeah.
for three seconds. Just do it at home, no?
Yeah.
Don't come all the way to the Maidan and do this rubbish here. This is not exercise. This is why the Greeks and the Romans will come and slaughter us. You see what form of exercise the Spartans are doing and what are we doing? So let's
Yeah.
end this nonsense. And stretching on mats in gyms for rich people, please. This is vulgar. Please do not do this. And there's a guy today in the morning at 6:30. He was putting his bum in the air 10 times. He was lying on all fours and the bum going up, bum going up, bum going up. And my daughter and me are looking at each other and she's like, what's wrong with him with her face? And I'm like, I can't stamp on his head. It's not allowed by law. Not yet. But really, please don't do that. If you're a mat culture person, take the mat in your hall, in your house, in your balcony, in your compound, and do whatever you want to. Don't come all the way to a gym, put a mat down, and put your bum in the air, unless you want relations.
Okay, next question comes from Fish and Chips. What's something your teacher taught is factually wrong?
Oh, Pluto.
Ah.
I'm very upset. I knew all my planets, and I was very fond of Pluto. And then they say Pluto is now too short. I thought that's like anti-heightism. You can't say someone is too short. Sachin is 5'4", best batsman in the world.
Yeah.
Gavaskar before him 5'5.5", best batsman in the world. Gundappa Vishwanath 5'2". Suleimangalu, the pocket Hercules from Bulgaria who went to Turkey, is pound for pound the greatest power lifter the world has ever seen. Olympic lifter actually, because he could lift over his head 4 times his weight. Okay, just imagine you're 100 pounds, you're lifting 400 pounds. That's the kind of weight he could lift. These are all small people, short people. So I don't understand this whole height issue. It's a stupid thing. Too many prejudices and labels in the world. We have to stop it. But I don't want to be the person. I just want peace. People not urinate in front of me and no VIP culture. Although if you do VIP culture, then you want to urinate as protest, I am with you. Fair answer?
Sure. Okay, paranoid artists ask, why is it a sin to check your wife's phone?
No, I'd never check my wife's phone, so I don't know whether it's sin or not. But why do you have to check your wife's phone? What is great? Are you going to find her an affair? Is that what you want? Are you going to find her real thoughts about you even worse than an affair? She just has to tell her friend that fat bastard forced me to have sex today or something. I don't know. That's there forever. Just don't look at the phone because people don't mean sometimes what they think. What they say. Sometimes just venting or whatever. It's not for the third party. So why do you have to look at it? I feel that generally people are not as bad and evil as you think, but human nature and cognitive functioning being what it is, we have to bitch a little bit. Get it out of the system. Don't take it personally. But if I read it, how will I not take it personally? My husband is so ugly, your husband is so nice, you're so lucky. That's all. The relationship is in tatters after that. This is what happened when I went on my wife's phone.
Right. Next question comes from Han Solo. How did you survive the most difficult and darkest time of your life?
And your name is Han Solo, but because the way Rishi said it, if you're not a Star Trek fan, it sounds like Han Solo, which sounds vulgar if you
Han
ask me as
Solo,
well.
no?
It could be, you never thought of it that way. Hands so low. Yeah, in Mandarin, it's totally different. Yeah, darkest times. I was arguing this point. See, each of us are different, so it's a stupid answer to give to anyone. But I think my personality is that I'm high impulse and I react very quickly and both ways. So I get up and then I get down and then I get up again. So I'm not one of those people who stays. My problem is I don't have grudges. And I don't mean this in an arrogant, good way. I mean it in a way where it's a weakness. But other people have the grudge when you have a fight, and after 3 days, wondering why they're not talking to you because it's gone out of your system. So unfortunately, I have that with a lot of people. I've realized over the years, because I forget quickly. So whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But so darkest period, how to handle it for me personally, whatever's dark, it goes away at some point and I become light again. It's like going and taking a dump in the morning. Whatever you're feeling, once you've had that release, you feel better immediately. So that happens very quickly. At no point me advising anyone else because each human's dynamic is different. I would never dare tell you what's going on in your head because what I think is like sissy behavior to you is unbelievably painful behavior. So I can't judge. I will not judge. I hate humans. I don't want to judge. You please suffer in your own world and your own personality and leave me out of it. I am suffering in mine, but there are no dark moments in that sense, just irritation. I think my whole world is like a big pimple. It just doesn't go. It just irritates you all the time till you die. Maybe that's the truth of life. Life is just one big pimple and you can't get rid of it, and then you die finally. And all you're saying is bench or pimple.
Next question comes from Tricky Share. What is something that is sexualized for no reason?
That there's no sexualized for no reason. I'm more worried about people getting upset about sexualized for reasons or no reason. I do believe there are more important things in the world than you. The other day, somebody said something, and somebody in the group said, "How can you talk like that about women?" And it became a big issue. And all. I'm thinking, really, it's not really a big issue. You're overreacting. Don't overreact. We overreact to everything. So this sexualization is in the eyes of the beholder. What's sexualization for you? That man in the gym I mentioned with his bum going up and down, maybe sexualization for some horrible person. For me, there's nothing sexual. For me, it's just the lowest form of life that I've seen in many years, doing this stupid thing up and down. So it's like one man's meat, another man's paw. I mean, what I like sexually, I don't want to share with you. But let's just say it won't be allowed in many cultures. And what you like, what you actually like, if you ever share with anyone, you'll have no friends left. Because each of us is so depraved. And it's not just the males. The females are as bad. Don't think that they are different. They just have longer hair and better chests. But all said and done, let's be honest about this. This is a very private and personal conversation that is very difficult to have. Because people won't be open. They'll never express themselves. Tell me how many friends will talk to you about their sexual depravity. When we are in our 15, 16 age and all, and we boys are together, we do openly talk about this woman and that woman. As you get older, you stop talking. Because your depravity is worse. The 80-year-old man, Abhay Sabencho sitting there, is the most depraved of all. His fantasies, if you dare use that word, are so terrible, I can't tell you. They involve continents clashing, not just human beings. It's terrible. Yeah. So, sexualization, as we would like to call the topic, is very relative. I will not be the person to point fingers, or that alone gives me an idea.
Okay, K Dog asks, what's the most disgusting thing you witnessed in public?
One thing that irritates me in my own circle is Kunal and Maya burping. It really irritates me, because my point is then we should allow flatulence also. They both burp. She picked it up from him. So and her friend Anya, and these are 17-year-old pretty girls, trying to be ladies and all. And we're sitting there burping on the table, and this fellow, "Oh, what's that? Arab culture, it's great." And I'm like, me and my wife are looking at something. Where draw the line then? Either we are like civilized or uncivilized. I mean, who's to? And the thing is, my son didn't do that. He's not a burper. And not to make it a male female thing, but I've got these. Maya and her best friend Anya, and I've got Kunal, who's the role model. I think Kunal is so lazy that if he feels like burping, there's no point holding it back. Let's just get it over with. These ones have thought it was fun when they were young, and now they continue. And it's really, especially, I don't know if when you drink carbonated drinks, have you noticed, like a soda of any kind, even a diet soda, the tendency to burp while eating becomes much more. That becomes like a bloody friggin' opera. There were 7, 8 burps happening, and it's almost like contagious. They're all burping then. I lose my appetite. Yeah, there are a lot of disgusting things. I've seen a man taking a dump. We were shooting Bakra at Gateway, and we went towards one lane because of the shade, because we were waiting for cars. So all of us, obviously, where the shade is, you stand. We went in the shade. The guy obviously chose the same spot near a tree. So he also wants shade, and it was slightly hidden. Suddenly, 6, 7 of us, my two guys who were in the gag with me, one sound guy who's standing as a live sound, so that's 4. One guy who's an attendant with an extra camera, which is hidden somewhere else in case we don't get the footage from the cars. So all 4, 5 of us are standing together. And then we go back in the shade. We go back more because we don't want to be conspicuous on the main road. So we can just come at the right time and stop the car. We go back, and this guy's taking a dump. Okay? And he's taking a dump facing us. He's not taking a dump facing the wall. No. These are small things, but it's irritating now. Then, itna besharam hai, he just continues. We look at each other. No, nobody has a heart to have a conversation with him. Nobody. I tell you, tell me who got the bakra that day. We're looking at each other. And we are doing masti in any case and all that. With the majburi is so much, he's like, fuck you. I'm just going to carry on. And he was in that squatting position, right there, back to the wall, looking in front on the pavement into the main road in the shade. And he continued. Of course, we took the sun. The option was we'll take the sun. We took the sun.
It's like what everyone sees in the morning while traveling from the local.
So you get immune because you're on the train, you're
Yeah,
watching it 20 times. No?
yeah,
So finally you get immune. It's like, this is now not, you've
yeah.
gone
It's a
past me.
normal.
I'll put
Yeah,
my brother-in-law on that train with you. You know what will happen?
yeah.
Okay, he comes from fucking America, Pennsylvania. He has never seen a man take
It's
a dump.
like the army of these people.
No, and they'll be reading paper.
No, nothing.
They'll have headphones on now. And
Some
all. I
of them
mean,
just look at
look
you.
at you, like how it helps them, remove and all that, evacuate. I
Yeah,
want this is the bakra for foreigners. You put them on and say, you love India, we love India, you love India, you love India. One train ride.
yeah,
Panvel to Bandra. Let's see
yeah.
how it ends. That guy is in the
Yes.
airport in 15 minutes booking
Yeah,
his flight.
yeah,
हाँ, मेरे को घर जाने का, मेरे को नहीं देखने का. Because you can't unsee what you've seen, bro. This
yeah,
is what it is. Really, man. Let's face it, for hygiene issues, and
yeah,
it's not even like village area. Probably cleaner
yeah.
there. This city is just
No, like in
unbelievable.
villages, they have like separate
No, I'm
bathrooms
saying
and
that. I'm
public.
saying it's for some reason it's because of living conditions being so bad in
Yeah,
urban cities for
yeah,
poorer sections that they just give up. It's a
yeah,
majburi. They give up after some time
yeah,
and just jahan pe wahan pe. And then after some time nobody thinks about it.
yeah.
We don't think about it. Like
Mm,
beggars, we don't think about beggars, no? Then the foreigner
mm,
comes, he's still wondering what the beggar is. What
mm,
do you remember the beggar when you're going past somewhere? That would you be able to remember how many beggars you met that day
yeah.
or saw?
Mhm.
Nobody knows or cares. We're immune.
Yeah.
What a country, yeah. Jai Hind.
Right. Next question comes from any blueberry. What's a stupid question that someone legitimately asked you?
Well, the biggest, since we were discussing Bakra, the biggest question, and after the team also, because they were hearing it on the headphones, you would hear the anguish in the room or in the car. I could hear them reaction being the same. Pehla क्यों नहीं बताया? Boss, I've just told you that we are trying to catch you off guard. हाँ, ये candid camera है, असली camera है, असली moment है, कोई नकली acting नहीं है इसमें. पहला क्यों नहीं बताया? What the fuck did you not understand of what we were trying to do? Like as if he would have given a better take. God, really, somebody was saying, do a show about shoots of India. I'm saying, where will we end?
Mm,
The market is so big, so big. Yeah, so I've heard so many stupid questions. For me, the redundant questions irritate me the most. Like somebody says, "What's up?" and walks away.
mm.
Why do they say "What's up"?
Yeah.
Like you're walking and the guy, "What's up?" But wait, I'm telling you what's up. No, wait now 1 second. How you doing? I'm telling you, wait 1 second. Gone. Why do they do that? Yeah, they just ridiculous things. And the other thing is, why are you late?
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
why are you late? And I'm never late. So you're obviously not even paying attention. This is all you have in your mind. Why are you late? Literally, this happens to me in the gym every morning. Somebody says, "You're late today." I'm not late. So, and I attack them. I get so irritated about this because I'm always on time. That's the only thing I do. I just go mad. If you don't have a conversation, why have this conversation?
Mm.
It's okay to not talk. Why can't you just wave if you want to be friendly? Obviously, deep down, you don't want to have any conversation. So, why start a conversation and just walk off? It's so disrespectful. I prefer people say fuck off. If they say fuck off, that's what they really mean. I'll feel happy. I mean, thank God you're sincere here. Fuck off, fuck off. Pass. What a great dating that would be, no? Please
Like
try it,
there
everybody.
should be like a rule or a law that no short talk till 10 a.m. in the morning.
And this is incomplete shop talk, no? This is not even
Yeah.
real talk. At least that is fake talk, which goes little way. Did you watch the game
Yeah.
yesterday
Yeah.
and little
Yeah.
half-hearted? Now you're telling me WhatsApp and you've gone. You already reached the end of the road, and I'm trying to answer like
Yeah.
an idiot.
Right.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Billy Sits.
Hmm.
What is the scariest, most terrifying thing that actually exists?
I would say marriage, being stuck in a room. I mean, if you look at it, it's so stupid, the idea. Why would you be stuck in a room with a perfect stranger after some time, which is what marriage is? And then after some time, because the country is so small, the citizens and the government just can't agree on anything because you're in your face all the time. That's why bigger countries have more scope
Space,
of
yeah.
surviving, like China. There's so much more space. You can terrorize the citizens, but they'll be okay. But in a small country, things just go wrong so quickly. Look at poor Sri Lanka or Burma or even Nepal. But you need a big country, so you need lots of space. So we don't have enough space in a marriage. I really believe space and geography are so important if you're going to be in a partnership with people. Parents is a little different because the kids came from you. Your ego is so big, you say, fuck it, I'll just manage with these people. But the moment you have anybody else, is damn tough. That's why in IVM we are struggling. We're too many in one room right now.
Yeah.
Really, guys, just give me some space, please. Yeah. I
Okay.
hope that answers the question. I can't even remember what it was.
Okay. Next question comes from the stranger. Comment on Gaurav Vallabh and Sanjay Nirupam Vijendra Singh joining
Okay, there are
BJP.
three different people because Sanjay Nirupam is a serial defector. So we cannot put him in the same because he is now like a professional. He's the guy who comes to office and says, Abhi, kiske paas jaane ka? It's a totally different concept when you have absolutely no backbone, political backbone. I don't say this with disrespect. I like that. He's like a professional because he's the one guy who exposes the truth about these guys. They don't care. They don't care about any political manifesto. They don't really believe in anything. They just want what's in it for themselves. Once you know that, you're actually safe. It's like a businessman. मेरे लिए क्या है उसमें? That's the concept. The other two are very different. One has to do with the fact that the Congress has just dabowed, not allowed him to grow or not given him enough respect. So he's feeling left out. This is again human nature. So in the end, it comes to the same thing, but they're not serial defectors. So I'll give them this much. Possibly they just reached a point where you can't grow in an organization. It happens everywhere. I had a friend of mine in Pepsi. He couldn't grow anymore, so he left and joined Coke. You have to do the right thing. What can you do? I mean, but that's the only offer that's coming, no?
Yeah.
So why do a guy from Congress go to BJP? It's not like where can he go to Communist Party of India? He has to go to there are about 3 or 4 parties you can survive in. Frankly, there are 2, and then there's a 1.5 more. That's it. The rest don't count unless you're regional. It's a totally different story. I think we shouldn't treat our politicians differently from our normal professionals. We all leave the job for a better job.
Yeah.
We all leave the job for somebody else. What we say today, we don't believe, and tomorrow we say something else. What's the big deal? This is not the fear of politics. This doublespeak is not a problem. It's normal human nature. The problem is killing, corruption, causing polarization, hurting sentiments beyond where it leads to physical violence and hatred. Those are worrisome things. And more importantly, economic depression. Because economic depression is caused when you waste all your money on VIPs and put all that money in them going up and down. Please save all that money and I'll have a career. So think about it. Really. Don't worry about them defecting. That's just human nature. It's fine. I'll give them ticks for that. Padma Shri.
The next part of the question is, will you do a live show on the day of the results with Kunal Kamra or Vijay Kar, whoever is available?
Okay, Kunal Kamra is very polarized himself. So considering we know the result, if I do a show with Kunal Kamra, it'll be my last show. If I do a show with Kunal Vijayakar, it'll be better. But the problem is Kunal Vijayakar has reached a point where his attention span is 6 seconds. So after 2 questions, he'll be wanting to leave. And imagine, I'm impatient and he's lost interest. So it's going to be the worst show since Simon and Garfunkel's reunion. So be very, very careful, guys, what you wish for. I think I'll just do the show with Rishi and Abhisar Benchot who care. They are men with souls. They have hearts. For them, India is everything. Wow. And that's why they are both looking for green cards.
Yeah. Actively.
You heard him. Actively, he's got a mic.
The last question comes from Dilip R. He asks, is Rishi the next Sparsh? Is he living up to the challenge?
No, Rishi and Sparsh's personality is very different. So this is a very stupid question to answer. But people are so different. Luckily, I don't know, Sparsh's personality changed. He seemed to get more aggressive and angry and agitated at the job. The job didn't let him become Sparsh. So maybe it's a good thing that he moved on to somewhere else because something was happening to him. It was like he had periods. And the first half of Sparsh, he was a very nice, mellow, simple musician and with a nice, easygoing feel. And then towards the second half, he felt a lot of pent-up rage. So almost like he had been married twice. So I don't know what was going on there. Rishi, at the moment, is okay. Even with this extra job, his personality has not changed. That's very important. Don't want people to get affected by the job so much that they become somebody else. That's a bit scary. So right now, Rishi is okay. But now that you've said it, he'll have pressure on himself going forward. So in case Rishi disappears, you did it with the question and it's your fault.
Clip this.
That, for sure.
All right, that's the questions for
Thank
today.
God, that's all we have time for. We want to apologize to the man who, Mr. Mangar, who, as I mentioned earlier, is no more. It was not in our best interest to not study the fact that Mangar had left this earth at the age of 99, missing the 100 by just a few days. I think it was Jan was his birthday of the next year. So this is less than 2 months or something. Very, very short time. So we will celebrate it, but even though he's not here, we believe he deserves 100. So we are leaving you with a picture of us celebrating Charlie Munger's 100th birthday, which he missed.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcasts Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by author Joy Bimal Roy. He talks about his book Ramblings of a Bandra Boy, as well as his career choices and collaboration with filmmaker Shyam Benegal. On Paisa Vaisa, Anupam Gupta is joined by Vetri Subramaniam, CIO of UTI Mutual Fund. They dive into the intricacies of market risks and portfolio rebalancing strategies. Folks, if you like our shows, spread the word, tell your friends, and don't forget to rate and review them wherever you're listening to them. Follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You'll also find all our shows on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week: Omidyar Network India, IDFC First Bank, and ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund. Thank you for making this possible.